What's up, guys? We are doing back today. It's going to be a good back workout. I got a good one planned. We're going to go hard and heavy. We're going to try to keep the pace up, keep it quick. One thing I've done since my show is I've tried to keep the pace up for the workouts, and that's one thing that's really helped me keep my conditioning, keep my body fat level a little bit lower on the lower side. So we're going to keep the pace up today, keep it hard and heavy, keep it basic, nothing too fancy. I can go and explain a little bit of stuff, kind of go through some of the stuff, why I do what I do, because we haven't done a back video yet, so this is going to be the first one. And that's one thing I've really liked doing ever since I've really started working out. I've always been very good at back exercises. I've always loved doing pull-ups, and that's going to be our first thing. We're going to do about 6 sets of pull-ups, like 3 wide and 3 close. I just do them on the assisted. Okay, so when I'm doing these, one thing I've seen, who was it? It was either James Hollingshead or Seth Feroci. Who was it? It was someone. It was a pro bodybuilder. That when you're doing pull-ups, if you do something called like finger guns, so instead of like when you hold a bar like that, if you hold it kind of like that, and you pull a little bit more with the outside of your hand, you can actually feel a little bit more with the lat. So I do that sometimes, not all the time. I've always really had good connection with my lats. So if you don't have good connection, try that. Still make sure you have a good grip. Don't grab the bar with less fingers and then fall off. So what I'm gonna do, I might do that on the close grip. I'm gonna do 3 sets wide. I just did 1 wide. And then I'm going to do 3 wide, 3 close. And what I do is I just try to get however many reps I can. The first one's kind of easy. I stopped at, I think, 16. I wanted to stop at 15, but I just did another one. But I went another plate down. So we're going to go 5 more sets, 2 more wide, 3 close. And it's pretty much however many I can get. I like to get like in between, definitely over 75 reps in all those sets. But around like close to 100, something like that. I think I've been doing like 80 to 90 in the past workouts. So another reason, I haven't really added a lot of pull-ups into my back workouts in like a while. I added them back in a couple weeks ago, or maybe about a month and a half ago. I've always really liked doing, I hated doing pull-ups at the beginning of high school, but my wrestling coach said, by the time I'm done with you, you're gonna love them, and I did. I loved pull-ups by the end of high school. I did too many. but it really helped develop my lats when I was growing up, and when I really started to lift. I really got that V shape really early on, so that's something I really tried to do and thought it worked for me then. It's going to really help me now too, as I'm connecting better with the muscle. So that's why I added them back in. And I want to do them in the beginning because by the end I'm going to be fried. So doing them in the beginning, it's actually even helped connect a little bit better with the back right now. So we're going to go ahead and do the last set of the wide and then move on to the close grip. The important thing is when you're doing these, is keep your body fixed in somewhat of a fixed position, which is just go up and down. Just go up and down and try to almost imagine like you're on a track. I mean, with me being on this, it's kind of helping me stay in a track, so I'm not like moving my body weight too much, but when I'm doing this, I'm imagining driving my elbows down. I'm not just throwing my body weight up. I'm not just trying to get my body weight up to point A, or from point A to point B. I'm trying to drive my elbows straight down and contract the lats when I do that. So, and then also one thing I do is I'm holding on there, but I kind of turn my hand like that a little bit. I'm kind of putting more force into turning it like that, so it's almost like a little bit of an underhand grip. So, this is one thing I do for the closer hand grips. So, So we're doing barbell rows right here, 4 sets. I'm gonna try to go heavy, probably about 8 to 10 reps. Sometimes I get carried away, I might do 12 reps. I'm gonna try to make sure every single set goes to like failure. One thing I'm doing more of is stretching in between sets, especially for back. I get really tight on my back. And sometimes when I'm running around, I have a client, I have to train, then I have another client. So sometimes I don't do the necessary things before, in the middle, and after to make sure I'm recovering properly and make sure that my body's just overall healthy. So stretching in the middle kind of helps that little break. I'm still stretching, I'm doing something beneficial while I'm resting. So sometimes if you have like a little window where it's really hard to squeeze everything in, that's just a good option to do. And that's something I'm doing for pretty much everything. Not so much legs, because I'm just tired after a set of legs. So I normally foam roll and stretch after, so and prep before it. So. So what we're doing now is a dumbbell row. The first 3 movements of the back workout, or heck, any workout really, other than like arms, I like to make sure it's like the bread and butter for that body part. Those are the lifts I really like to focus on the most. The barbell row you just saw, I want to definitely get that up to like 2¼ plates on each side. That was like 2 and 15 pounds on each side. So definitely want to get that one up. We're gonna do dumbbell row now. Aiming in the rep range of like 8 to 10. 8 being like as minimum as you can get. 12 being like, I'm not saying I'm gonna stop at 12, but I don't wanna get a weight to where I can just keep going up and up and up in reps. So I'm gonna be aiming right now. I used to do like 100-pound dumbbells, like row, no problem. But then I started focusing more on contracting the lat. And when you do that, it's a little bit different motion than just pulling straight up. You can pull straight up, it's just a different motion when you do the dumbbell row. So you'll kind of see me do that. It's almost like, if you were to see me do from the side, you'll see me do it, but it's almost like I'm pulling my elbow down. So I'm like saying the dumbbell's like right here. It's coming like down here. So I'm not gonna come straight back, I'm coming straight down. I'm trying to drive my elbow to my hip. You'll see me do it in a second. So I'm gonna aim for like, probably like 90s, 95s today maybe. Heck, if I feel good, I'm gonna go 100. I'll probably be sticking in around the 10 range, because that's what I typically do, but I know for myself, I always tell myself 8 to 12, somewhere in that general area. So we're gonna go ahead and do the first working set right now. Since my back's already warm, I don't have to do a working or warm-up set or anything. I can if I want to, just to get the movement down, but I know this movement pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it.